Salve, salve, rapaziada. Estamos ao vivo para todo o universo. Aqui a gente vai continuar com o Stanley Parable. A gente estava jogando ontem, né? E já de cara ele coloca aqui pra gente um desafio, né? Por favor, ajuste o slider até que o cachorro e o gato sejam amigos. Eu não sei, acho que é no meio, né? É tudo, ó. Confirmar. Aí. Ajuste o slider até o número 5, virado no 9. 9, né? Tem outro? Tem aqui. Ok. Por favor, ajuste o slider até você parar de ajustar o slider. Qual das duas palavras inventadas abaixo é mais, sei lá, appealing, é mais legal pra você? Okuboinkle ou Scrumtush? Okuboinkle é melhor. Ou não ajuste o slider. Ok. Sabe que horas são? Sei. É a hora. Is the time that it is right now. Sim. É a hora que agora é a hora certa. O que é o tempo, na verdade? Caralho, bicho. Tem algo sobre você que você não me contou? Tem. Muita coisa, inclusive. Socorro. Yes. Você vai voltar pra me visitar? Vou. Pronto. Vamos começar o jogo mais uma vez. Bicho, esse jogo, cara. É Stream Manager, não tô no Stream Manager. Pera aí. Beleza. Show. Então, vambora. Deixa eu ver onde é que eu tava aqui. Pra... a gente já fez o da relutância, né? Que é aquele que ele fecha a porta e as coisas, né? E fica ali um tempão e o jogo acaba. Aí começa de novo.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Vou pular, né?
Stanley worked for a company in a big
Vou deixar
building
aqui um
where
pouquinho.
he was employee number 427. Employee number
Deixa eu ajustar
427
aqui o computador.
was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time.
Vambora.
But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Eu sou 427, né?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Não tem 426, não.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Eu abri a porta e ele travou o jogo? Não. 426. Nada. Isso aqui. Eu abro? Não abro nada, né? A gente já fez 2 finais já. 2. É o da porta, o do... Eu vou deixar pra entrar aqui depois, calma aí. Pronto. Aqui a gente pode fazer mais um final aqui na direita.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
O que? Não entendi. O Stream Elements marcou ali o... Tudo junto a informação. Ah, não, ele não atualizou, né? Deixa eu ver aqui. Deixa eu mudar aqui para finais diversos. Eita, escrevi no meu forte, pelo jeito. Diversos. Finais diversos. Down. Pronto, updateou. Deixa eu rodar um ad aqui rapidão. Vamos no ad? Não sei. Bom, vamos seguindo aqui. Pra cá, né? Beleza.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully
Consigo
constructed
pegar uma bebida?
Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Não consigo, vamos embora direto.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley
Aqui
took the
foi que a
first open
gente
door on his left.
entrou aqui na esquerda e desceu ali, né? Vamos reto aqui, ver o que dá. A4.
Stanley was so bad
Deu uma
at following
travada aqui, hein?
directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Posso ir pra lá
Really, I'm not. I realize
ou
that
pra cá.
investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the
Bora
fact
ver.
is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley.
Tem que pular aqui, né? Ó.
Someone you've forgotten.
Vai lá pra baixo. Ou esperar aqui
Stop
ver
trying
o que
to make every
acontece.
decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Quem é ela?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Quem? Ih, rapaz. E caralho.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
E aí? Ó.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see
É um
something.
apartamento isso aqui,
Come
né?
inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Consigo entrar aqui?
Sorry, but you're in my story now.
Ih, rapaz, ficou meio complicado.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
J.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow.
Ah, eu sou o Stanley agora, tá
Demands
certo.
nothing of him,
Entendi.
Every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Gente do céu, que tristeza, cara.
He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions.
Sim,
down another
vimos
was
isso.
a game with a baby.
Não, baby? Não vimos isso ainda.
The Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has.
Tô louco, né,
Nothing
pelo
has
jeito.
changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
E aí, eu faço ou não faço? Vou fazer.
You see? Can he just not hear you? Tell him in a way that he'll understand.
Ai, gente, esse jogo é muito bom.
He's electing to kill himself. How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again.
Please die.
Pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Mais um final, né? É mais um final. Bom, beleza. Eu mudei o render para 4.000 kbps e eu acho que melhorou bastante o quadro perdido. No começo deu uma travadinha no jogo, né? Não na stream, eu acho. Mas tá tudo ok por enquanto. Vamos lá fazer o outro final.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Mais 2 finais aqui.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Entrando naquela porta ali, ó. Eu consigo passar pra cá? Não. E não pula, né? Não existe o botão de pular. Então é só o que a gente tem. É isso aí mesmo, que fechou, né? Bom, vamos tentar pular ali naquele... Se eu cair e morrer é outro final, né? Mas eu não quero morrer agora, não.
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
Travou com tudo.
Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side.
Tá, vamos lá. Ué, vai provar não? Tá bom. Vamos seguindo aqui. Que isso? Nada. Nada. Beleza.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Tá, vamos lá. Mais um final aqui então, né?
You are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now.
Ih, tá dando volta. Por nada, no tempo.
Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Dê mais uma volta. Ah, ele repete ali, ó. Massa. E agora?
What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
Ok. Já posso ir embora?
No, wait. Where are you going? Oh no.
Ah, eu lembrei.
Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this. Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing. No! Oh, thank God.
Sobrevivi?
You lived. You had me worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back to the other room? There. See? This is what you want. This is where we can both.
Eu caio por aqui, será?
Really can.
Sim, né?
If we stop moving, we just have to stop moving.
Beleza, vou ficar parado. Ele me diz, nada. E mais? É isso? Luz era azul, ficou verde, agora ficou vermelha. E aí? O que mais? Só isso? Amarelas. Ok. Vambora então. Vamos ver se ele morre de novo. Ou se ele morre agora, no caso. De novo não, porque ele não morreu, né?
Stanley, go back. There's nothing good that can come from this.
Ele tá mais devagar.
No. No, no. What are you doing? Do you just not believe me? What can I say to convince you?
Que isso? Nada.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room.
Vou pular de novo.
Can you do that for me? My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly? Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
Então vou morrer agora.
Is it over?
Né?
It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Agora, a do bebê, eu não lembro como é que faz a do bebê. Não lembro mesmo.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps
Ah, eu posso entrar na porta azul, né? Ela tem a porta azul pra entrar. Beleza, então vamos lá de novo. Na direita.
When Stanley came to a set of two open, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Aqui eu volto. Tá, e o elevador, beleza. Então pra cá.
Stanley was so bad at
Nada
following
aqui não, né?
directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Não. Ali eu morro.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why? I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Mais um final. Travou de novo.
Perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door. All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map, because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story?
O que aconteceu aqui? A bateria tá acabando? Não tá ligado na tomada? Não. Não tava.
I'd written out
Pronto.
specifically for you. Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did.
Eu não quero,
And in
peraí,
the end,
rapidão.
it was all for nothing. Because
Esse hub de comentários tá aparecendo aqui. Pronto. Tá, não quero saber disso. Eu quero jogar. Beleza.
This is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles?
Skill trees.
Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far.
Cara, a gente podia jogar, sabe o quê? Skyrim, né? Skyrim é legal pra caramba. Podia jogar Skyrim aqui na live.
There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Ok, vamos lá então. Caralho, tudo sem textura, olha só.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Mas 1 é o quê e 5 é o quê? 1 é bom e 5 é ruim? Ou 1 é ruim e 5 é bom? Vou botar 3.
Oh, of course. A 3. Really? Maybe next time we can get you to form an actual opinion. You know? Any level of critical thinking or engagement with your surroundings. Does that sound good?
Quem faz pesquisa, né? Yes? É isso aí mesmo.
Wonderful. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Ok. Que isso, gente? Cadê eu? Stanley. Cara, 7 horas e 37 minutos jogando esse jogo aqui já. Tá. Vou voltar lá.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors?
No.
Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Tchau.
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective?
4 horas.
Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Eu não aguento 4 horas disso.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Que isso agora?
Aha!
Hey!
Fascinating.
Is it Firewatch?
About Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation?
É um bom jogo pra gente jogar também online, ó.
It's obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity.
Cara, amor, ele é fácil no lugar assim, viu, cara?
Everything about this game, Stanley, and it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Caraca, é Firewatch, cara. Meu Deus, que loucura esse jogo, velho. Eu nunca tinha tido esse final aqui.
Oh, no, it can't be.
Can't be o quê?
It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off. Oh, thank goodness, Stanley, what a close call. You really wandered off into that thing, that big open, just wandering around, no right or wrong direction, no path to follow. You could just go in any.
Ah, tem uma passagem ali, ó.
We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game.
Consigo passar por aqui não, né?
Walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls. Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
Meu Deus do céu, cara. Rocket League.
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around
Como
in.
assim,
There isn't
cara?
any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
É Rocket League, cara.
Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together.
Isso é muito bom. Essa narrativa é muito boa, cara.
Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Caraca, a bola desse tamanho no Rocket League.
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on? Stanley, I have a thought. And I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then surely multiple balls makes for an even more euphoric sports experience. I'm going to try it out. Here comes another ball. Yes! Oh goodness, that really does feel amazing, doesn't it? Stanley, I'm like a child in a confectionery shop. I simply have to have more. I'm insatiable. More balls!
Caraca! E agora?
Are you enjoying this, Stanley? Are you having fun? Is this a real video game? Well, I sure hope you're having a good time, because guess what? It's over. That's right. All little fun comes to an end. This is my game, and what I say goes. You get to have fun when I let you, Stanley. Besides, you need someone like me to set boundaries for you. Without rules or boundaries, video games are nothing. Yes, that's what I am. I'm structure. I'm your sense of purpose. And since you decided you didn't want to play my game, now I don't want to play with you either. So, goodbye, Stanley. I'm leaving. See how you like it when I'm not around to set the rules. Somehow, I don't think you'll enjoy it as much. But who knows? You're an inventive kid. You'll come up with something. After all, you're the one who knows best. Take care, Stanley.
Mas a regra dele é que me fazia quebrar a regra, né? E agora? Vou ficar aqui? Rocket League.
Hold on. What are you doing?
Uau!
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that.
Caralho, o mapa tá todo quebrado, cara. Morri? Não. Caralho, doido. Uma luz. Ó, minha sala. E aí?
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Macabro. E aí? Ah, tá. Então, da porta da direita eu já fiz tudo, né? Eu acho, talvez. Tinha um que eu queria fazer que era o de andar pelas escadas. Ah, tem um que a gente não fez aqui que é o de apertar os botões da countdown. Um minutinho. Aí. Pronto. O do countdown eu tenho que ler sobre. Deixa eu procurar aqui.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Ah, tem uma coisa que é engraçada aqui nesse jogo. Que tem um computador aqui, ó, tá ligado. É esse aqui.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his coworkers.
Mas eu consigo desligar, ó. Tá vendo? Mas não consigo mais ligar. É bizarro, né? Aqui, tá aqui. Countdown Ending Guide. Porque eu nunca consegui terminar o do Countdown. Então vamos ver se agora eu consigo com. Aí depois eu venho pra cá pro New Content.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into the
2, 4,
manager's office,
5, hein?
Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was... Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music. Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Metanarrativa, né? A gente já fugiu lá pelo escape, né? Também. Então tá na hora de a gente ir fazer o final. Pra ver aqui.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Aqui. Ah, não tem como fazer vencer o final. Ah, é só mais um final qualquer.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Certo. Ah, não tem nada demais não também.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Acho que era não isso.
But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content, walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another.
Ao invés de apertar off, a gente aperta on.
For he
Aqui.
would dismantle the controls once and for all. Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control?
É aqui que eu não entendo. Aqui é um 5, né? Eu achava que tinha jeito de ganhar, mas acho que não tem jeito mesmo,
You
não.
need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do
2, 3 ali atrás.
I'm afraid you don't
Falta
have nearly
4.
the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification,
Ali em cima, 4.
detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your
Pronto,
time
apertar
to
aqui
shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this
Eu
is
achava que era
better than
assim,
what I
ó.
had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere
2.
moments until the bomb goes off. But what
Deu
precious
3.
moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going,
3.
what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell
4.
you exactly what happened to them. I erased
E
them.
5. Acho que não vai
I turned
fazer
off
nada,
the
não.
machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink
Aí,
into the
nada.
ground, swallowing everyone inside.
Tem uma outra coisa
or I let it
aqui.
burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though. This version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you.
Backup power.
Rich. I almost
Onde é
hate to
isso?
see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go around will be even better. My goodness,
Aqui.
only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some
Dois,
extra
bora ver
time
aqui o
on
que ele
the
me
clock
diz.
right
Dois.
now. These
Dois é
are
ali, né?
precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's
E
the matter,
aqui?
Stanley? Is it that you have no
Dois
idea where
roxo.
you're going
Será que é
or what
isso?
you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to
Que
screen,
roxo.
clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why do you
Continua.
think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you
Purple
have
4,
any
hum?
idea what your purpose in this place is?
Purple 4.
Stanley, you're in for
Purple
quite a
tá onde? Tá ali,
disappointment.
né?
But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along.
Purple
It's
4.
just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't.
Aqui, 4.
Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling
Rodou
desperately
aqui?
to your frail life, or will you let it
Ixi,
go
Maria.
peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever up.
Acabou. Bom, essa live ficou mais ou menos ok, deu bom, gostei.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Beleza.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Volto daqui a pouco. Não tem ninguém mesmo na live. Daqui a pouco eu volto pra gente fazer o resto dos finais, certo? Isso aí, rapaziada.